Good day everyone. Today we will discuss about solving equations and inequalities in one variable. Of course, this is prepared by Teacher Hill and Teacher Ted. So solving equation or inequality is finding the value or values of the variable that will satisfy the equation or inequality. So, ibig sabihin yan, kapag daw na-solve na natin yung value or values ng equation at inequality at isinubstitute natin siya dun sa variable in our equation or inequality, the equation or inequality will make it a true statement. Okay? So, to solve equations, you may apply the properties of equality and follow some steps. So, let us have step number 1. Simplify both sides of the equation. This includes applying distributive property of multiplication over addition or combining similar terms. Second, if the equation has a fraction, clear the denominators by multiplying both sides of the equation by the LCD of all the denominators. Third, if equation has decimal, clear the decimal by multiplying every term of the equation by powers of 10 depending on the greatest number of decimal places in the term has. Then we have our fourth step. So if a constant is added to a term with a variable and it's opposite to both sides of the equation, or apply the addition property of equality. The fifth one, if a variable has a numerical coefficient other than 1, multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the numerical coefficient or divide both sides of the equation by the numerical coefficient or by using multiplication property of equality. And last, substitute the solved value to the variable in the equation to check if your answer is correct or if your answer is right. Now, let us have example. So, we have here solve for x in the equation. So, let us have number 1. We are given here 6x plus 9 is equal to 4x minus 7. So, mapapansin niyo, dapat ang rule natin pag nagsosolve tayo ng equation, kailangan yung may variable lahat nasa left side at yung constant term ay nasa right side. So, it means that we will move 4x to the left side and positive 9 to the right side. So, pag minove natin yan over the equal symbol, we use the opposite sign. Okay? So, let us write it. So, we have here 6x, kopya. Then, we have here 4x. So, kailangan natin siyang i-move sa left side kasi may variable siya together with the 6x. So, dahil 4x positive, so we will make it negative 4x. Then, equal, kopya lang si negative 7. Then, we will move plus 9 or positive 9 to the right. So, we get the opposite of it. So, it will become minus 9. Then we combine it because they are similar terms. So we have here 6x minus 4x is equal to 2x. And what is negative 7 minus 9? So it is the same with negative 7 plus negative 9. So negative 7 plus negative 9 is equal to negative 16. So dito sa equation, dapat x lang yung matitira sa left. So kung meron daw numerical coefficient ang variable which is greater than 1, so i-divide lang natin both sides yung equation by the numerical coefficient of the variable which is 2. So divide both sides of the equation by 2. So 2x divided by 2 is x, then copy the equal symbol, then negative 16 divided by 2, so it is equal to negative 8. So we have now x equals negative 8. Let us have our second example. So, it is the same with number 1. So, we have here 2x plus 12 equals negative 3x plus 2. So, pagsasamahin lang lahat natin ng may variable sa left side, then constant term sa right side. Then, use the opposite sign. So, we will have 2x, then negative 3x will be plus 3x or positive 3x, then copy 2, then plus 12 will become minus 12 or negative 12. Then combine similar terms. So what is 2x plus 3x? So we have 5x, then equal symbol. What is 2 minus 12? So it is the same with 2 plus negative 12. And 2 plus negative 12 is negative 10. Now, we have to divide both sides of the equation by the numerical coefficient of x, which is 5. So, divide both sides by 5. So, what is 5x divided by 5? So, it is equal to x. Then, copy the equal symbol. Then, negative 10 divided by 5 is equal to negative 2. So, we have now x equals negative 2. Now, let us have our third example. So, we have your x over 3 minus 2x equals 10. So, we have here fractions. So, to clear the denominators, we multiply both sides of the equation, all the terms, by the LCD. So, we have your denominators which are 3, 1, 1. So, therefore, what is our LCD? Our LCD is 3. So, we multiply both sides of the equation by 3. So, what is 3 times x over 3? So, we will have 3x over 3. Then, 3 times negative 2x, which is negative 6x. Then, the equal symbol. 10 times 3 is 30. Then, simplify 3x over 3. So, we will have x. Then, minus 6x equals 30. So, combine similar terms. We have here x minus 6x. So, it will become x plus negative 6x. So, it is equal to negative 5x. Then, equal symbol, then 30. Now, to solve for x, we must divide both sides of the equation by the numerical coefficient of x, which is negative 5. So, we divide both sides of the equation by negative 5. Then, negative 5x divided by negative 5. So, it is equal to x. Then, equals 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. So, we have now x equals negative 6. Now, let us have our fourth example. So, we have here 1.2x minus 3.6 equals 0.2x plus 6.4. So, to eliminate the decimal number, we have to multiply it by the power of 10 depending on the highest decimal places. So, the highest here is tenths. So, it means that we will multiply both sides of the equation by 10. So, we will have 10 times 1.2x, which is 12x. Then, 10 times negative 3.6, so it is equal to negative 36. Then, the equal symbol. Then, 0.2x times 10, so we have 2x. Then, positive 6.4 times 10, we have positive 64. So, if you notice, pagsasamahin na naman natin yung may variable sa left side at yung constant sa right side. So, ang mangyayari, meron tayong 12x, then positive 2x will become negative 2x. Then, we just have copy 64, then negative 36 will become positive 36. Then combine similar terms. So what is 12x minus 2x? So we have 10x. Then equals 64 plus 36 is 100. Then we divide both sides by the numerical coefficient of x, which is 10. So 10x divided by 10 equals 100 divided by 10. So, 10x divided by 10 is equal to x, then equals 100 divided by 10 is 10. So, we have now x equals 10. Now, let us have our fifth example. So, we have here 3 times the quantity of x minus 2 plus 2x is equal to 2 times the quantity of x plus 6 minus 18. So, we have here multiplication, okay, over addition and subtraction. So, we will use distributive property. So, we will distribute 3 to x and 3 to negative 2. At the same time, we have 2 to x and 2 to positive 6. So, let us distribute. So, 3 times x is 3x. Then 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Tapos kopya lang si plus 2x equal symbol. Then 2 times x is 2x. Then 2 times positive 6 is positive 12. Then kopya lang si minus 18 or negative 18. Then we combine similar terms. So we have your 3x and 2x. So 3x plus 2x is 5x. Then we just copy negative 6. Then we have your copy 2x, then combine 12 minus 18. Or we have 12 plus negative 18. And 12 plus negative 18 is negative 6. So we will now have 5x minus 6 is equal to 2x minus 6. So again, kailangan magkasama yung may variable sa left side at yung constant sa right side. So we will have now 5x minus 2x, so opposite sign ng positive 2x, so we have negative 2x. Then equals, so remains in negative 6. Then minus 6, we rewrite it on the right side, so it will become plus 6 or positive 6. Then we combine similar terms. So what is 5x minus 2x? So we have here 3x. Then equals, what is negative 6 plus 6? So take note, we are adding opposites. So it means that the sum is always 0. Then divide both sides by the numerical coefficient of x, which is 3. So that's why we have here 3x divided by 3 equals 0 divided by 3. So what is 3x divided by 3? So we have x, then equals 0 divided by 3, so we have 0. So we have now x equals 0. Now let us have the steps on how we solve inequalities. So we have here the first one, simplify both sides of the inequalities. This includes applying distributive property of multiplication over addition or subtraction and or combining similar terms. So it's the same with equation. Now for number 2, if the inequality has a fraction, clear the denominators by multiplying both sides of the equation by the LCD of all the denominators. So it is the same with the equation. Third, if inequality has decimal, clear the decimal by multiplying every term of the equation by powers of 10 depending on the greatest number of decimal places in the term has. So same with the third step in equation. Now let us have the fourth one. So if a constant is added to a term with a variable, add its opposite to both sides of the inequality or apply addition property of inequality. So it is the same with the equation. Then the fifth one, if a variable has a numerical coefficient other than 1, multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the numerical coefficient or divide both sides of the inequality by the numerical coefficient or use the multiplication property of inequality. So it is the same with the equation. But take note that if the inequality is multiplied or divided by a number less than 0, the inequality symbol will reverse. Okay? So we will use the opposite sign of the inequality symbol. Then, substitute the solved value to the variable in the inequality to check if you get the right answer. Now, let us have examples. So we have here the instruction, solve for x in the inequality, write your answer in a set notation, interval notation, and graph. So let us have example number 1. So we are given here 3x is less than or equal to 9. So if you notice, wala na tayong ibang gagawin. So proceed na tayo with the division. So divide both sides of the inequality by the numerical coefficient of the variable, which is 3. So we will divide both sides of the inequality by 3. So we have here 3x over 3 is less than or equal to 9 over 3 or 9 divided by 3. Then let us simplify. So we have here 3x divided by 3, which is equal to x, then is less than or equal to, and then 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we have now the solution, x is less than or equal to 3. Now let us answer or write our answer in set notation. So we will, since we discussed set in our first quarter, okay, and set use the braces to indicate that it is a set. Then we just have x such that, then we copy the solution, x is less than or equal to 3. So we use the braces. So this is now the set notation. Now for the interval notation, since our value for x is less than or equal to 3, so it means that ang ilalagay natin sa ating notation, interval notation, ay yung maliit sa left side ng comma and then yung malaki sa right side. Since this is paliit yung value, so we cannot determine the smallest value for x, so that's why we will write negative infinity. Kasi infinity, paliit. So negative infinity on the left side, then we have here 3 on the right side because of our solution which is less than or equal to 3. Then, kapag ka-infinity to, dapat ang symbol natin ay parenthesis. Now, bakit bracket itong sa 3? Kasi sabi dito sa solution natin, ang value daw ni x included si 3. So, pag included, ang gagamitin natin ay bracket. So, this will now be the interval notation of the given first example. Now, how are we going to graph it? So, let us graph. So, gawa muna tayo ng number line. Then, yung needed numbers on our solution. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, maglalagay lang tayo ng small circle kay 3. Tapos, tandaan ninyo, dahil si 3 ay included, kasama siya sa value ni x, dapat yung small circle natin ay shaded. So, kaya ito ay shaded. And then, dahil paliit yung value niya is less than or equal to, so ang graph natin ay papunta sa left side. So, going to the left. So, this will now be the graph of the solution x is less than or equal to 3. Now, let us have our second example. So, we have here 2x minus 5 is greater than 7. So, dito, ano muna yung una nating gagawin? So, dapat pagsamahin muna natin yung constant sa right at yung may variable sa left. Since eto lang naman yung isasama natin dito sa right, so, magiging 2x is greater than 7, kopya lang, then negative 5 will become plus 5 or positive 5, opposite, because of the property, addition property of inequality. So, we will use the opposite sign. Then, combine similar terms. So, we will have 2x is greater than 7 plus 5. So, we have 12. Then, para maging x lang to, so we will divide the inequality, both sides, by the numerical coefficient of the variable, which is 2. So, we will divide both sides by 2. So, we will have 2x over 2 is greater than 12 over 2. So, take note, ang dinivide natin dito na number ay greater than 0. It means that we will not reverse the inequality symbol. Magre-reverse lang tayo kapag ka smaller than 0 or negative number. So, what is 2x divided by 2? So, we have x then is greater than 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So, we will now have the solution, x is greater than 6. Now, how are we going to write it in set notation? So, again, we use the braces. Then, we have x, then such that, itong symbol na to vertically, line, then x is greater than 6. Now, for the interval notation, dahil si 6 yung pinakamaliit na value dito, pero 6 is not included, so isusulat natin siya sa left side, and then mataas sa 6 yung value, so hindi naman natin madidetermine kung ano yung pinakamataas na value, that's why we use positive infinity. Now, take note, ang nilagay natin na symbol sa 6 ay parenthesis because 6 is not included in our value for x. Kasi ito lang yon, x is greater than 6. So, ang value lang daw ni x ay mataas kay 6. So, 6 is not included, so that's why we use parentheses. And sabi ko nga, pagka infinity, whether it is negative or positive, we will use the parentheses. So, now, lahat ng numbers included dito, in between these two, we have the 6 and then the infinity. So, yun yung mga value ni x. Now, how are we going to graph it? So, again, number line, then all the needed numbers, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Then, maglalagay tayo ng small circle kay 6, pero unshaded siya. Take note, unshaded. So, bakit unshaded? Kasi si 6 is not included in our value for x. Magiging shaded lang siya kapag included. Okay? Then, since it is greater than, mas mataas kay 6, so ang line natin ay papunta sa kanan. So, this will now be the graph of x is greater than 6. Now, let us have example number 3. So, we are given here 3x over 4 plus 1/2 is greater than x minus 3. So, if you notice, meron tayong fractions dito. So, to clear the denominators of the fraction, kailangan i-multiply natin yung both sides of the inequality by the LCD. So, ang ating denominators dito ay 4, 2, 1, 1. So, what will be our LCD? So, our LCD is 4. So, it means that we will multiply for both sides of the inequality. So, meron tayong 4 times the quantity of 3x over 4 plus 1/2 is greater than the quantity of x minus 3 times 4. So, minultiply natin both sides by the LCD, which is 4. Then, let us simplify. So, we have here 4 times 3x over 4. So, pwede na natin i-cancel si 4. So, we have now 3x. And then, 4 times positive 1/2 is positive 2. Then, is greater than. So, we have here 4 times x, which is 4x. And 4 times negative 3, which is negative 12. Then, pagsasamahin lang lahat natin ng may variable sa left side. And then, yung constant sa right side. So, it will become 3x minus 4x, so opposite sign ni 4x, then copy lang si negative 12, then plus 2, so magiging minus 2 or negative 2. Then combine similar terms, so what is 3x minus 4x? So we have negative x is greater than negative 12 minus 2 or negative 12 plus negative 2 is negative 14. Now, we have to divide it by the numerical coefficient of x, which is negative 1. So, negative x divided by negative 1 is x. And then take note, since we divide both sides of the inequality by negative 1, so it is less than 0, it means that we will reverse the inequality symbol. So, from is greater than, it will become is less than. Then, we have negative 14 over negative 1. And what is negative 14 divided by negative 1? So, it is positive 14. So, our solution is x is less than 14. So, to write it in set notation, so we have the braces, then x such that x is less than 14. Now, for interval notation, so since paliit tayo, so sa left side ng comma, meron tayong negative infinity. Then we have 14, kasi siya yung nasa pinakamalaking value, but we will use parentheses because 14 is not included for our value for x. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan yung pagsusulat ng interval notation. Then the graph, so again, we have the number line. So, we have here 12, 13, 14, 15. Sa pagpakanan, pataas, pagpakaliwa, pababa. Then, lagay lang tayo ng small circle sa 14. Unshaded kasi sa ating solution, 14 is not included. And since it is less than, so the direction of the graph is to the left. So this will be the graph of x is less than 14. Now let us have our fourth example. So we have here 0.6 plus 0.4x is greater than or equal to 1.8. So, take note that we have here decimal. To eliminate the decimal number, we need to multiply it by the power of 10 wherein we have to determine the largest decimal places of the term. So, since pare-parehas naman silang nasa tenths place, so we will multiply both sides of the equation by 10. So, we will have now 10 times 0.6, which is 6. 10 times positive 0.4x is positive 4x, then is greater than or equal to. Then 1.8 times 10 is 18. Then, kailangan lang natin i-rewrite si 6 dun sa kabilang side kasi di ba left side ay variable, right side ay constant. So, we will now have 4x is greater than or equal to 18. Then, kunin natin yung opposite ng 6 which is negative 6. Then, simplify by combining similar terms. So, we have here 4x is greater than or equal to 18 minus 6 is 12. And then, divide both sides by the numerical coefficient of x, which is 4. So, we will have 4x divided by 4 is greater than or equal to 12 divided by 4. So, we will have 4x divided by 4 is x, then greater than or equal to, then 12 divided by 4 is 3. So, the solution for this example number 4 is x is greater than or equal to 3. So, what will be our set notation? So, we will have the braces, then x such that x, so ito yung symbol niya, is greater than or equal to 3. Then, we have the interval notation. Ibig sabihin, si 3 ay included sa value at siya yung pinakamaliit, kaya siya yung nasa left side. Then, bracket kasi siya yung pinakamaliit, tapos pataas. Since hindi naman natin malalaman kung ano yung may pinakamataas na value, greater than 3, so we will use the positive infinity. And dahil infinity to, we use parentheses. Okay? Then, let us graph. So, again, number line. So, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapos, maglalagay lang tayong small circle kay 3. Then, shaded siya. Kasi, bakit shaded? Kasi, included yung 3 sa ating value because of is greater than or equal to. So, shaded siya. Included. Then, since it is greater than, so, palaki yung value. Kaya, yung graph natin ay papunta sa kanan. So, ito na po yung graph natin. To our solution, x is greater than or equal to 3. So, I hope meron kayong naintindihan sa ating lesson today. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and God bless.